You know, there's been a lot of talk about the city of Las Vegas's homeless ordinance, a lot of criticism. The biggest criticism that the city of Las Vegas is criminalizing the poor and empowering police to fine or jail people for sleeping on the streets. Well, police tell me that could not be further from the truth. And tonight, the Homeless Project walking the streets with police who say they're putting the service in protect and serve.
Arrest in itself is not the fundamental solve to a problem. We have to find a solution to these problems and not just taking them to jail.
Metro Police Lieutenant Timothy Hatchett wasn't always a police officer. Before Metro, he was a psychiatric social specialist with a heart for people who are homeless. It's why when we asked Metro about the ordinance they are tasked to enforce, the department put Hatchett on the Homeless Project. He insists.
We need to stand united.
Despite the protests, and despite what homeless advocate groups say is video of homeless people being fined by police for being homeless, Metro is not taking that approach and will not.
Homelessness in itself is because of usually other underlying issues. And so you have to delve a little bit further than just the person not having housing.
And so on this day, Metro invited the media to the edge of a Las Vegas wash where homeless people camp to showcase work with community outreach partners. Clearly, the conditions are terrible as NDOT crews work to clear the wash. Soon, homeless people moved out and up into adjacent neighborhoods. Metro tells News 3 2 were transported to get help and others declined. A similar picture to what we saw when we rode along with North Las Vegas Police.
Police Department, who's back there?
North Las Vegas officer Joshua Levitt.
Police Department, knock, knock.
Says helping the homeless is more of a calling than an assignment. On this day, police took us to a tent city just beyond what many of you can see. Everyone here could be arrested for trespassing, but Levitt tells them he's not here for that.
Hey, how long y'all been out here?
Rather, he says he's here to connect people to resources.
We're gonna be out here tomorrow with Help Us Southern Nevada and a couple other homeless outreach organizations. They're gonna come out with like 6 to 9 people tomorrow, and they'll start with you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to get you what you need. Some people think that the police in general, when we come out, we're interacting with homeless, the only thing they're doing is being mean and arresting them and throwing all their stuff away.
It starts with knowing them, right?
Oh, you have to. You got to come out. You got to get the boots on the ground. You got to shake hands. You got to talk to people. If you don't, you're not going to know who's out here and what they need.
This man says he's homeless because his ID and paperwork were stolen. Officer Levitt connected him to a group that will help him get the paperwork so he can find work and get off the streets.
He's just trying to work, which is great. If you're trying to work and trying to better yourself, more power to you. We're going to do what we can to get him what's necessary so he can start working again.
So this contact could be the bridge that he needs to getting out of the tent?
Yes.
Metro Police have had the bulk of the criticism, even though no arrests have been made connected to the homeless ordinance. Recent reports accuse the police of using other statutes like trespassing or blocking sidewalks in the homeless corridor to levy fines and arrests. Lieutenant Hatchett concedes long-established ordinances already allowed arrests and fines to address public safety issues attached to homelessness.
So you're saying that prior to the ordinance, you were already out there connecting people to services?
Absolutely.
So why the ordinance then?
We look at it as an influence to help connect those people to the resources.
And he says, though, it's working.
As they're getting to know the officers and they're having repeated contacts in the field, we've actually increased our acceptance rate in the field, those who are taking services, by 53%. If we have a problem, what can we do to prevent this problem, to neutralize the problem, and to fix the problem for the future?
And cut recidivism.
Absolutely. We're kind of at the forefront because we have started with outreach. And we didn't start with enforcement. We started with focusing on outreach and services.
So Lieutenant Hatchett tells me everyone throws around the phrase community policing. He says he's doing it by setting up a behavioral health unit within Metro to help address the psychiatric needs of our homeless population. So that's just one more perspective in what is a year-long commitment. If you have ideas, a response to this story, call the hotline you see on your screen or email us at The Homeless Project here at News 3.
All right, weather